Welcome everyone to this exciting interview segment. Today we have the pleasure of sitting down with Ashley Dulaney, star of the Lifetime movie Sister Wife Murder. Ashley takes on the role of Margot. Join us as we delve into Ashley's insight into her character and the challenges of filming this movie. Thank you for being here, Ashley.
Thank you. Can I say I love how you say my last name? It makes it sound so pretty, and I feel like I make it sound so sad. You made it sound beautiful.
I hope it's okay.
No, it was perfect. It was beautiful, and I make it sound just kind of sad. And yours was like, I was like, oh, I need to do that. Yeah. No.
Amazing. So, change of project. Recently, you joined as a guest star season 5 of CBS FBI Most Wanted. Can you share a little bit about your time in the show?
Yeah, that one was so fun because I had never worked in New York before. So in all my years as an actor, I've never gotten to like do a job in New York. So I started the year off this year doing that. And that was such a really cool thing. It was snowing. I got to be there. My best friend came to New York and was with me the whole week I was shooting. And a friend of mine was pretty close to Dylan, and I'd never gotten the chance to meet him. So I got to work with him. It was just really cool to step on that, such an iconic show, and get to come on. It was awesome.
Yeah. And can you tell us a little bit about the story of your character in FBI Most Wanted?
Sure, it's interesting because I have played a lot of mothers this year. I was a fresh mother in that too, and my character in that it's almost there's eerie kind of similarities there. She is being FBI. I guess there's not a spoiler because it's been out for a while. FBI is coming to ask her questions about her husband, who it turns out is like may have murdered someone, and it was just such a surreal experience. Like I had to put myself in the mindset of like how would I feel if I had a new baby and I realized my husband may be a murderer, and that's kind of my whole thing through the whole episode.
Yes. And another show, can you share a little bit about your time in the show 911 Lone Star?
Oh yeah, I loved Lone Star. I recurred on the first season of Lone Star. I have had such a crush on Rob Lowe for so long, so I loved that my first episode was with him. I also played a mother in that. I There's a theme here with the mothers.
Yeah,
But I in that my husband had just died, so my husband was part of the original group. And so what you're watching, the reason we're in the pilot and later on is you're watching them rebuild their community. And I'm coming to welcome the new chief. And so it's with my daughter, who I actually still talk to, and I love her so much, and her mom.
amazing. And
Mhm.
can you tell us a little bit about the story of your character in 911 Lone Star? And
Yeah,
if there is the chance of see you again in those show.
I okay, so I don't, you never know when something's going to happen. I think it was really important because I still watch the show, and I don't know that I would love to go back, send it out into the universe, but I think the story they're telling is a more important one because it was from the lives that were lost and rebuild, and not necessarily our characters bring back up such a hard moment of like devastation and loss. And I think one of the beautiful things they do in this show is like it's going forward, and like the characters are going through all new things. So I don't know where ours would play back in, but I mean, I would love it. I don't know if it'll happen. Maybe, maybe.
Yeah. And what was it like working with the rest of the cast on set of 911 Star?
Everybody's so nice. So nice. And like I said with Rob, like he's a legend, and was so down to earth. Every single person was really kind and very loving, and just it was a beautifully supportive and wonderful group to work with.
Great. So, change of subject about your career in general. What have been some of the most memorable projects you have worked on throughout your career, and why for you?
Oh, I say this a lot, but I really mean it. Everything I've gotten to do has meant something to me. It didn't matter if I was saying 5 lines or leading something. The first thing I ever did was with Joan Rivers, and that was such an iconic way to start my career. The first TV thing I ever did was on Scandal, and I am in love with Kerry Washington. And so getting to watch such a beautiful and inspiring woman work really shaped me as how I wanted to be as a performer. Um, my first recurring on Justified has always been very special to me because I wasn't supposed to recur. And by a weird chance of fate, something happened and I was given the opportunity. And it was so surreal because they rewrote the whole thing for me live right there. And I had to do it. And it was that big moment in your career where you're like, can you do it or not? And it's like a sink or swim. And I did, and that's such a special memory. And I love working for Lifetime. This is my third movie with them. So like I remember The House Sitter and Babysitter's Black, like all of them mean because they shape every single step, shapes you to where you are now.
Amazing. So, at Survivor the Show, we are big fans of Christmas rom-coms.
I love Christmas.
What is your all-time favorite?
I think okay. So I think this is a rom-com. I'm obsessed with Four Christmases with Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn. Do you know that one? Okay, I love her. She's my queen, my goddess, and I just think the comedy is so funny. And I'm Southern, so like I relate so much to the families. And I really love Just Friends. And I think I love Ryan Reynolds. I just thought that was one of the funniest. I have never laughed so hard. And I love Anna Faris. And I just think it's just brilliantly done. Those are my two faves.
Great. So, the last question.
Mhm.
Can you tease us something about your next projects?
I don't know. I am really excited. I don't know if I'm allowed to say I'm starting a pilot. And what I can say is it's a reboot of a very iconic show. And I know I'm so excited. I start shooting in 2 weeks. And
Okay.
I know, and I don't think I'm allowed to say, but I can say it's a reboot of an iconic world that I'm very excited to be part of the pilot and journey. And then after we wrap that, I head straight to Atlanta for a movie, and I love being in the South because that's where I'm from. So very excited for the next month of my life.
I'm curious now.
I'm sure it'll be out soon. I think I don't know if I don't know. They're being very, very quiet about everything and who's doing it and who's playing because it's so there's a lot of love for this original show. So they're being very, very mum.
Okay.
I promise I'll tell you. As soon as I can, I'll email you personally and tell you.
Okay. Thank you.
I also love that this is how I email, apparently. I just like do this. Very creepy.
But I don't know how to say. The network or the production company has
Hmm?
already announced the reboot or not?
They have announced the reboot, yes. They just haven't really announced a lot of I know it's very teasing and it's very mean. I'm gonna tell you, I just don't know what I'm allowed to say. But I can say it's a network. The world is still. I should shut up. It's a reboot of a world people love, and it's kind of a. It's not even a reboot. I guess it's a prequel almost in a way. Would be a good hint. Before what we know now.
Okay.
Hmm.
Great. So make sure to watch the movie Sister Wife Murder on Lifetime platform.
Yay!
Thank you, Ashley, to join us.
Thank you for having me. It was so fun. And thank you for staying up because I know it's very late your time. So,
Don't worry. Don't
oh,
worry. It's a pleasure for me.
it's a pleasure for me too. Thank you for taking time with me.
Thank you, and thank you all for watching. Bye.
Bye.